All right. Today we're going to be talking about Tanabata. And then we're going to go to Heijokyo Palace and go to a festival for this very occasion. Let's go. We have here Heijokyo Imperial Summer Festival. The Tempio Festival takes you back to the Nara period on the former site of Heijokyo Imperial Palace. The theme is Tanabata, the Star Festival, based on a legend of two lovers, transformed into stars, who could meet across the Milky Way just once a year. There are costume parades, traditional dances, light shows, candle illuminations, and night markets on the last weekend in August. Good evening, good evening. We're taking a boat ride. No, we're not. So here on JapanGuide.com, we've got a little more interesting information on Tanabata. So Tanabata, also known as the Star Festival, takes place on the 7th day of the 7th month of the year, when, according to a Chinese legend, the two stars Altair and Vega, which are usually separated from each other by the Milky Way, are able to meet. And here's an interesting thing. Because the 7th month of the year roughly coincides with August, rather than July, according to the formerly used lunar calendar, Tanabata is still celebrated on August 7th in some regions of Japan, while it's celebrated on July 7th in other regions. This explains why in Nara, this festival is happening literally at the end of August. One popular Tanabata custom is to write one's wishes on a piece of paper and hang that piece of paper on a specially erected bamboo tree in the hope that the wishes become true. Colorful Tanabata festivals are held across Japan in early July and August. Among the biggest and most famous ones are the Tanabata festivals of Sendai in August and Hiratsuka near Tokyo in July. Now, if you want to know a little more about the backstory to Tanabata and how these two stars became separated and why they're referred to as coming together and being lovers, let's look at that. Got a new friend here. How's it going, buddy? Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go. Now let's look a little deeper into the actual backstory behind Tanabata. So we've got Nippon.com here. They're talking about Tanabata Star Festival, a yearly rendezvous. All right, and here's our story. Tanabata is one of Japan's 5 traditional seasonal festivals, or Goseku, originating in China and first observed in Japan by the ancient imperial court. The stellar holiday centers on the stars Vega and Altair in the constellations Lyra and Aquila, respectively, following the ancient Chinese lunar calendar. The festival marks the once-yearly meeting of the Orihime, Vega, that's the princess, the weaver star and patron of silk farming, and Hikoboshi, Altair, the prince, the cowherd star and agricultural messenger. According to the folktale, Orihime, a gifted weaver, and Hikoboshi, a hard-working cowherder, began to neglect their duties upon being wed. The couple incurred the wrath of the bride's father, Tente, the Emperor of Heaven. Yeah. And were exiled to separate ends of the Milky Way. They are granted a meeting each July 7th, or August 7th if you're thinking about the lunar calendar, so long as they both diligently fulfill their celestial obligations during the other days of the year. The legend behind the Star Festival first crossed over to Japan from China during the Nara period, 710 to 94, in the form of a weaving festival for young women aspiring to bolster their talents on the loom. The story merged with the Japanese legend of Tanabata Tsume, the tale of a celestial maiden who weaves cloths for the gods, as well as other native cultural aspects to produce a unique Chinese-infused Japanese tradition. It's pretty interesting. A lot of stuff actually goes into this festival. With all this backstory, and with all the traditions that they've got into place for this long of a time, considering that it was originally brought to the Nara period. Here we are in Nara. Let's check it out right now.
Here we are with a lot of other people because it's pouring rain. Let's take a look. Well, we made it out of the rain. At least we're in a really pretty building. Same one I showed you before. But hey, what are we gonna do? Rain next time, I guess. At least we had a great time until it came. Alright, see ya.